Ever feel like you're just tangled up in English verb tenses? Yeah, it can be tricky. Well, you've come to the right place. Because today, we are building your ultimate study guide. We're going to break down all 12 tenses into simple, super clear patterns that are actually easy to remember. All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to tackle the present tense family first. Then we'll rewind to the past and zoom into the future. And to make sure it all sticks, we'll wrap up with a quick quiz. Sound good? Let's get into it. All right, first up, the present tense family. This is all about describing what's happening right now or things that are just generally true. Okay, let's kick things off with the simple present. And honestly, the name says it all. It's pretty simple. The structure is just your subject plus the basic verb form. You use this for your daily habits, like I drink coffee every morning, or for solid facts that don't change, like the sun rises in the east. Now, what about something that's happening right now, at this very moment? For that, we need the present continuous. The magic ingredient here is that ing at the end of the verb. That's your big clue that an action is in progress. Like right now, you are listening to my voice. See? It's happening as we speak. Okay, the present perfect. This one is a really cool tool. Think of it as a bridge connecting the past to the present. It talks about something that happened in the past, but it has a real impact on right now. The formula is has or have plus that third verb form. So if you say, I have lost my keys, it means you lost them in the past and you still can't find them now. And to wrap up the present tense family, we've got the present perfect continuous. This one's all about actions that kicked off in the past but are still happening. For example, she has been studying for 3 hours. That means she started 3 hours ago, and guess what? She's still at it. Awesome! The present is in the bag. Now, let's hop in our time machine and go back to the past tense family. This is our toolkit for talking about things that are totally done and dusted. The simple past is basically the storytelling tense. It's your go-to for any action that's completely finished, happened at a specific time. You just need the subject and the second form of the verb. Boom! They watched a movie last night. The movie's over. Simple as that. Now, the past continuous is fantastic for painting a picture or setting a scene in the past. It describes what was happening at a specific moment, especially when something else came along and interrupted it. Like, I was walking home when it started to rain. The walking was in progress, then bam, rain. Okay, this one can feel a little tricky, but it's all about order. The past perfect is what I like to call the past of the past. When you're talking about two things that happened in the past, this tense tells you which one happened first. For instance, she couldn't get in because she had lost her key. First, she lost the key, then she couldn't get in. See? It clarifies the sequence. And our last stop in the past is all about duration. The past perfect continuous really shines a spotlight on how long something was happening before another past event occurred. So instead of just saying what happened, you're saying how long it was happening for. They had been driving for 10 hours before they finally stopped for a break. It's not just that they drove, it's that they drove for 10 hours. Okay, present? Check. Past? Check. Time to look ahead. Let's jump into the future tense family and talk about all the things that haven't happened yet. All right, let's get right into it. As you can see right here, we're looking at the core rules for our future tenses, pulled straight from the source material. It lays out the structure pretty clearly, so let's walk through these one by one. First up, the simple future. This is your basic tool for talking about the future. You use will or shall to make a prediction or just say what you plan to do. Super straightforward. I will call you later. Okay, but what if you want to describe an action that will be in progress at a certain time in the future? That's where the future continuous comes in. It helps you paint a picture. Don't call me at 8 p.m. I will be watching the game. You can almost see it, right? Think of the future perfect as the deadline tense. It's perfect for talking about something that will be completed by a certain point in the future. The key word here is often by. For example, by 10 p.m., I will have finished my homework. The focus is on getting it done before that deadline. And here we are, our final tense, the future perfect continuous. Now, this one's a little more advanced, I'll admit, but it's all about focusing on the duration of an action that leads up to a specific point in the future. For example, by the time you arrive, I will have been waiting for an hour. It emphasizes that whole hour of waiting. Phew, okay, that's all 12 tenses. We've gone through all the rules. So what do you say we put that new knowledge to the test? It's time for a quick quiz. You ready? Okay, question number 1. By the time the guests arrived, she blank to cook for 3 hours. So take a second and think about it. We've got two past actions, the guests arriving and the cooking. The cooking was happening before they arrived, and it was happening for a while. So which tense do we need? All right, next one. Right now, he study for his grammar test. Okay, what's the big clue in this sentence? The words right now. That should tell you everything you need to know. What's happening at this exact moment? Go ahead and lock in your answer. All right, pencils down, let's see how you did. It's time for the big reveal. And then we'll recap the most important rules to take away from all this. And the correct answer for number 1 is had been cooking. Why? Because we're emphasizing the duration of the cooking for 3 hours. That was happening before the guests showed up. That's a perfect job for the past perfect continuous. And for our second question, the answer is studying. That clue, right now, tells us the action is in progress at this very moment, which is exactly what the present continuous is for. Hope you got that one. So if you take one thing away from all of this, let it be this. Don't try to memorize 12 different complicated tenses. Instead, just learn these simple patterns. These are the golden rules right here. See an ing? That means it's a continuous tense. The action is ongoing. See a have, has, or had? That means it's a perfect tense, connecting different points in time. Honestly, if you can spot these patterns and pay attention to time clues like yesterday or by next year, you've basically cracked the code. Mastering these patterns is mastering English tenses. Which of these rules is the biggest game changer for you?